many side hustles as I have, I still have my day job. And I have no intentions of leaving anytime soon. That's on video, right? I have no intentions of leaving anytime soon. But all of the things that I do are so closely connected. I mean, I'm a relationship editor for Essence. I'm a dating columnist for Essence. I have a book about dating and relationships. I have a blog, a Formspring, a Twitter, I have events. They're all around the same thing. And it's much easier for me to just use them back and forth. Like Essence is very happy that they have like almost a brand ambassador to go out and, you know, talk to women and do events and say Essence, Essence, Essence all the time. They're very, very pleased with that. I'm very pleased that they have a column. They took my poster down, but I have a column and I get to really promote it through Essence. Like you go to my column each month and it says follow her on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you find Formspring. You go to Formspring, you find the blog. You go to the blog, you find a book. It just goes back and forth all the time. So for me, it doesn't make sense to leave because it's so beneficial on both ends. For a lot of you or some of you who may be working in a field and you want to do a side hustle in that field, it's actually, in some instances, more beneficial to stay and do both. Because there are things that I get invited to through Essence that I won't get invited to via, you know, the Bell brand. There are conferences that I go to. There are people who don't necessarily take my calls and return my emails. I know when I was, you know, starting working on the book and I wasn't really sure what am I going to do and how do I handle this and how do I juggle, there were people I reached out to, like very A-list names, and I said, hey, this is so-and-so, and I have this question. And I'm very sure that, you know, that email got returned with a little more priority because it came from an Essence account and not a Gmail. I mean, and they're also, like, you go to networking events and you give out your card, and people tend to be a lot more receptive to this XYZ that I've never heard of. I mean, it sounds good, but I don't know this brand, versus they know the one that you work for. And they'll say, oh, okay, well, let me actually sit down and have coffee with you. Let me speak with you and see where that goes. So it's really good, like you said, the calculated risk. You know, it's not as much as like, oh, I have this passion for this thing and I'm just going to go do it full time. You know, if you talk to writers or authors, they also say, you know, you can't serve two masters. You've got to go full time into this, you know, this book. And I was like, yeah, but that's not paying the bills right now. Like, writing the book is not paying the bills. Like, actually getting it signed, that's when something happens. That's when you need to make a move. So if you're in a position where you can, you know, build your brand, build your business and pay bills, then that's great. But if you're just on like the upstart, keep your day job.